We get a new Predator sequel, prequel, really. This is the first in the timeline if you look at the movies, and it stars Amber Midthunder as this character Naru. She's a part of this tribe, Native American tribe in the northern Great Plains, and she goes up against the Predator. She's trying to prove herself in her tribe. She's trying to go through this ritual where she goes on her first hunt, but everyone around her, except for her brother, is telling her that she just can't do it. She's not capable. She's not ready, but she believes she is. And smack bang into the middle of this situation, a Predator lands, and of course she goes up against it to try and prove herself. A lot of what people have said, I'm fairly late with this review, really, given how many reviews are out there already. I feel like there's probably not a right lot I can say that hasn't already been said, that you probably haven't already heard. Is this the best Predator film since the original? Yeah, probably. I reckon so. I do have a soft spot for Predator 2, it's got to be said. But, I don't know. Push comes to shove, I think I would pick this one. I will say that I think this one takes a little bit too long to get going. There's a lot of moments where it is trying to character build. It is trying to show us that, what this woman is up against, the society she lives in, the fact that she's kind of kept at arm's length. But I think it does kind of hammer that on the head in a bit, not in a woke way. There's going to be people out there who are going to call this film woke. I'm sick of hearing that word at this point. It's not, okay? There's plenty in this film where it's just you've got douchebag male characters in it, but you've got really good male characters in it. So the main character's brother, he's supportive of her, he wants her to succeed, he helps her out. She isn't propped up to make them look bad and her look good. At several points, she is saved by her brother and this, that, and the other. So it's very much a team effort to try and bring this Predator down. A lot of people saying, "Oh, how can this little tiny girl go up against a Predator?" It's not just her. The Predator goes up against many different people across the course of the film, and without all these different people taking their various shots, she wouldn't stand the chance that she does. But her character is also strong and ingenious with the way in which she goes about things, and because of that, it gives her an edge. So, yeah, it's a really great thrill ride once it gets going. Like I say, there's like half an hour, 40 minutes of the film where it's just like we're seeing the Predator kind of learn about its environment, go up against a few little smaller creatures that aren't really a threat, and we just get to see what it's doing, obviously. But we as the audience, we know what a Predator can do. We've been there, we've seen 4 films before this already, 6 if you count the AVP films. So I feel like we don't kind of need a lot of that stuff. And then, like I say, the stuff with Amber Midthunder's character, Naru, I think her name is, we see a lot of her kind of meandering through things and repeating stuff, like saying, hammering that point home that, yeah, you're downtrodden and you got something to prove. But once we get past that, and a lot of that stuff does come into play later, they set stuff up that is paid off later. It's just that you don't realise until later. So, yeah. But once we get past that and the fun starts, once the Predator hits and they realise they're up against this thing, man, it is a great roller coaster ride. A brilliant Predator film. It's got a slight variation on previous Predators we've seen as well, because I think the Predator, when it's dropped into an environment, it uses technology that is more accustomed to that environment, because obviously it prefers a fair fight. Although I personally, even with the lower version of the Predator tech that we've seen in previous movies, I still think that it has an unfair advantage. I mean, come on, the invisibility thing, for me personally, the Predator is supposed to be this kind of creature that gets dropped into an environment and like kind of goes up against the predators of the planet that are on the same kind of even keel. So, if they have guns, then it will use guns. If they have spears, it will use spears. But its technology is still ultimately more advanced than whatever the culture is that it's going into. And the fact that it has that invisibility cloak thing, to me, puts it at an advantage over who it's against. So to me personally, that's something that's always kind of rubbed me the wrong way if we're really talking about fairness. But as far as a Predator movie goes, as I say, you get past that 30-40 minute mark and things kick into gear, and then from that point onwards it's just an absolute blast. A thrill ride. It's just really tension filled, edge of your seat stuff. A lot of the team dynamics, the people that she has to interact with who help her along the journey. Again, I really enjoy. I enjoy the relationship between her and her brother. There's a character in there that's really antagonistic towards her. I like the back and two between them, and one particular moment where she kind of decides enough's enough, I'm sick of your crap. So yeah, really great character. So, some nods to some of the other Predator films that I won't spoil, but when you watch it you'll know what I mean, which kind of sets up future installments in this particular world with this particular character, which quite frankly I would be more than happy to see. So yeah, bring on a sequel to this. Thank you very much. Beautiful cinematography, really great bits of score as well. I'm going to have to go away and listen to the score on its own outside of the film just to see what my thoughts are on it. But there were moments where bits of the score kind of stuck in my head and I was like, that's a nice bit of score, that is. I like that. So yeah, absolutely cracking film. Puts Predator franchise back on track. 4 out of 5 from me. But what about you? Have you seen the new Predator film, Prey? An apt title, given the themes that are explored within the film, in which, in this case, the Predator itself is the prey. So yeah, that's a nice spin on things. But yeah, 4 out of 5. What did you think about it? Have you seen it? Where would you rank it amongst the other Predator films? Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, cracking.